1, 2, 3. We're here at JSO headquarters. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Cranked up all the way.
Do we need to move the mic closer? Is it this one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Here. Is it mask maybe? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me better without a mask?
Alright, that's good.
Okay.
It should be up on the UG tab. No mic by, guys. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes.
No, that was me yesterday.
Yes, correct.
It also took me 30 minutes to get to the gym today. I was like forgetting everything in 2 seconds.
That's impressive. You got the gym.
Yeah.
We try not to make it difficult. Aaron, as we do that. Appreciate you.
I know. During my workshop, the day I didn't have time to like and I forgot to put mascara on this year.
You wanna use this? You wanna use this?
Oh, yeah. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, you see what I'm using it for, so I'll just clip mine, stick it in there, and we'll clip it to, will it fit?
It's a bit loose, but it should be fine if I just kind of.
I don't know if that's gonna, is that gonna work?
Let me see.
Well, I tried.
No, I appreciate it.
Anybody need everybody good? Audio?
Let's turn this up a little bit.
Have you walked these cars here? I'm gonna have you stand right here. Sir, stand right there.
John, can you turn that on? Can you turn that on, the mic, please?
Ryan, I might have you over here next to Lauren, just in case.
Whatever you need.
How many it's gonna be?
I'll put this over there on that table.
Absolutely. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I have stuff to put in some behind it.
Good.
Yeah, but it's unlocking.
Yes, ma'am. Joey's fine. The chief? Bray's fine. It's Bray.
Chief.
So good afternoon. I'm TK Waters. I'm the Chief of Investigations with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. I want to thank y'all for coming out today. I'm here today along with Assistant State Attorney Lauren Anderson, Ryan Backman from Project Cold Case, and Joey and Eddie Bray, cousins and family of our the person we're going to talk about today. We're here to brief you on a 1985 cold case investigation that recently resulted in the first-degree murder indictment. In the early morning hours of Christmas Eve in 1985, 17-year-old Leslie McCrae was kidnapped at knife point from her house at 3600 St. John's Avenue. During this incident, the suspect entered the apartment by unknown means, tied her boyfriend up, and left him tied up in a bedroom. Leslie was last seen by her boyfriend being taken out against her will from that apartment by the armed suspect. After freeing himself, Leslie's boyfriend called police. Multiple units arrived and began to search for her as the investigation got underway. Unfortunately, Leslie McCrae was discovered deceased hours later in the 2100 block of Old Middleburg Road in Jacksonville. Leslie's death was ruled a homicide by the medical examiner's office. In 1985, evidence was collected from the scene by JSO homicide detectives and later suspended in 1986 after no leads were developed from the evidence that we collected at that scene. In 2019, Leslie McCrae's family reached out to both Project Cold Case and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit. Cold Case detectives met with the Jacksonville area Florida Department of Law Enforcement and requested a re-examination of the evidence from 1985 with current technology. In April of 2020, an investigative lead was developed in reference to a potential suspect. The DNA profile was matched to an inmate in the Michigan Corrections Database. JSO Cold Case detectives traveled to Michigan to interview the suspect in April of 2021. More tests were carried out to confirm this match through the evaluation of a direct sample. The identified suspect is David Nelson Austin. After these results confirmed the identity of the suspect in May of 2021, a warrant was issued for second-degree murder and kidnapping. Just this afternoon, the Duval County Grand Jury indicted the suspect for first-degree murder of 17-year-old Leslie McCrae. The suspect is currently awaiting extradition to Florida, and this heinous crime, took the life of an innocent young woman, terrorized the family, and victimized our community. I want to personally thank Leslie's family and Project Cold Case for their constant, vigilant work towards justice. We are grateful that they never gave up hope, and trust me, they didn't. They stayed after us for a long time, and they never gave up hope. I also want to commend the Cold Case Unit, and specifically Lead Detective Harmony Brooks. Our cold case detectives are challenged all the time with these type of cases. They're very difficult, but it's steadfastness and hard work that helps us get to these types of conclusions, and we're extremely excited, though in a somber occasion, that we can bring somebody to justice for this case. Right now, I'm going to give ASC Lauren Anderson an opportunity to discuss what the state attorney has done and what they're going to be doing moving forward. Lauren?
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Assistant State Attorney Lauren Anderson. Earlier today, our office had the opportunity to present this case to the Duval County Grand Jury, and we successfully secured an indictment of Nelson for first-degree murder in the killing of Leslie McCrae. We are now able to proceed with Austin's extradition from Michigan, where he's currently incarcerated. Getting to this key development today was not done individually, not as a prosecutor and not as an office. Much credit goes to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Michigan Department of Corrections. Detectives with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and its cold case unit have pursued this case with every possible lead that presented itself since that horrific Christmas Eve morning in 1985. And FDLE has been a valuable partner in processing DNA. Their efforts have been vital to getting us here today. I mentioned the U.S. Department of Justice. They provided our office with a grant of $470,000. That grant is to support investigations and prosecutions for cold cases that are related to DNA, including the case of Leslie McCrae. Our cold case initiative began in 2017, and I, along with Assistant State Attorney China Makarowski, have spearheaded our efforts, along with a multidisciplinary team of law enforcement and forensic experts, to investigate these cases and review these longstanding open cold cases. The support of this federal grant has made a huge difference. Lastly, I want to acknowledge Leslie McCrae's family and Project Cold Case. As Chief Waters has said, they have never stopped pushing for this case to be investigated, and they've waited over 35 years for this day. However, our pursuit for justice is not over yet. Cold cases are challenging, but they are not forgotten, not by law enforcement, not by the families, and certainly not by our community. Our hope is to have more developments like this to bring closure in future cases where we can solve them, bring accountability for offenders, and have justice finally served. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And with that, I'll take any questions that I can answer this time.
What crimes was Austin committed? What did he commit in Michigan?
He was convicted of three different sexual batteries in Michigan.
And he's already serving a life sentence there, so are you guys, I mean, I guess what's the point of bringing him here and trying him for these charges? Are you guys going for the death penalty?
That's a state attorney decision, but it's very important that he's brought here to face the charges and the things that he's done here. I don't think we can close this until we can bring him here. He faced justice in the state of Florida.
You talked about evidence that you found at the scene. What was that evidence that helped you guys get the DNA to solve it?
So I'd like to keep that here. We have an entire trial process that we have to go through. So I don't want to name all the evidence specifically.
And was Austin ever a suspect in the case before?
No, he was not.
Was he ever interviewed by police?
No, he was not.
Mention any police reports?
No, he was not.
Did he live here in the area?
He did live in Jacksonville, yes.
What's he been doing since then? What have you guys discovered? Did he stay here? Did he move around?
He stayed here for a short period of time, and then he left the state, committed his crimes in Michigan where he was caught, and now he's going to come back to Florida and face his crimes that he committed here.